What's going on, guys? It's Mage, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and first impressions on Min, as well as my thoughts on the Joker Min matchup. Now Min has only been out for a few days, so she's nowhere near being optimized yet, but I do know what an average character is when I see one. Of course I can be completely wrong about this character and she can end up being high tier, but based on my experience so far fighting this character, I have to put her at mid tier. Of course I was fighting her with Joker, who I've been maining since day one, but she just felt really underwhelming. It felt worse than when Barlov came out. One thing that I can say with confidence is that this matchup is +2 for Joker. This entire video will help you understand why I think that. So with all that being said, let's not waste any more time and let's hop right into it. The first red flag that I've seen about this character is that all of her moves are extremely laggy. She also has no out of shield options. Well, she has up smash being frame 7, but you just saw what happened there. And to make things much worse in this already bad matchup, you can throw out an Aegon if you parry. But hey, at least Sabi does not go through Mega Watt. She has that going for her. Now we're on to Rebel's Guard. If used correctly, you get free RSM for basically every hit. That can be good and bad, which I will explain later. Min also can't use one of her mini gimmicks, which is the dragon off stage, because of Rebel's Guard. And now we're on to one of her many weaknesses. It's the one that Sakurai himself said in the trailer. That weakness is airborne approaches. As we all know, Joker is a phenomenal airborne fighter. Couple that with the fact that he can cover a lot of space in the air and on the ground in a really short period of time. So if she does anything relatively laggy, which is her whole entire moveset minus Nair, she gets blown up. It also sucks that she has no moves to cover jump besides Ram and Nair. Of course there's up tilt, up smash, and up air, but by the time you use those moves they're already in. So you have to play the best keep out and or call out every jump possible, or else you just blow up in disadvantage. And speaking of disadvantage, I'm gonna get into that a little later in the video. Right now I'm just gonna show you how ridiculous jumping is versus this character. So enjoy and let the clips speak for themselves. I know, pretty bad, right? Well, that's the least of her worries. She is ridiculously easy to edge guard. While off stage, she only has a few options to get you off of her, which we will go over a little bit later. Now I'm going to go over just how bad her recovery is. Alright, first and foremost, she has a tether. But unlike characters like Joker and Barlov, she doesn't have a little jumping animation when she up-beats initially. So she has to be at a very specific angle to even recover. And on top of that, guns down, aka Rainstorm, just destroys her for no reason. If you can get around her little arm when she's off stage, she has no way to come back to the stage if you just wait for the tether. It's really bad, she has no mix-ups. Personally, I think she has a really bad recovery. I can't rank it yet, but I know it's down, it's down there for sure. Anyways, let's look over the main ways she can protect herself off stage. Now this really isn't even that reliable because she would have to preemptively use fair to protect herself. If you're aware of that, you can go under her, above her, or you can just wait for her to miss and then hit her anyway. Long story short, this is not a surefire way to come back to the stage or even survive, but it's better than nothing. Next, I'm going to talk about platforms. Now, as I said before, this is only week 1 and she's not fully optimized yet, so platforms may or may not be a big part in beating her. But early on, when I was fighting her, I realized that platforms were really good against her. Everybody was having a really hard time hitting me when I was just on a platform. But she might turn out to have really good platform tricks, so keep that in mind. Alright, now to the good things that I noticed about this character. One thing is her jab. It comes out on frame 4 and it pushes back pretty far. It also has a pretty decent range. And as you see here, it can also set up for platform stuff. And Megawatt Nair is really good. It's -5. It's her safest move, so keep that in mind. And of course, it'll be no surprise, but she has a really strong ledge trapping. And the fact that this is even remotely possible at low percentages is really scary. This will only work if you know the matchup, so stay educated. And you really want to be careful about using counters because she can easily punish those. And just to back up the last point, Ram Ram is probably her best way of camping. And be careful where you land at because Megawatt will catch you sleeping. And since we're already on the topic of Megawatt here, just be really careful of high percentage because this thing will blow you up. And this was just a really good plan on his part. Keep in mind that this is only week 1. So this character is going to be really scary. And now, let's talk about everybody's favorite part of the game, disadvantage. As you've seen earlier on in the video, disadvantage is probably her biggest weakness. As I said before, she has no get off me options besides Nair and Fair. And Fair is not going to connect if you're slightly under her, so good luck with that. Bad recovery and bad disadvantage does not go well together. And we didn't even talk about our sin yet. Our sin just makes this unbearable. I promise you, all you need is one hit with our sin and you can just kill them. This matchup is kind of sad. Oh, and landing options? Yeah, she doesn't have those. She has Nair, but that can easily be avoided and punished. I don't think there's one safe way to land with her, besides fast fall air dodge. I'm just gonna let the rest of the clips speak for themselves. There you go. It's pretty bad, isn't it? And now we're getting to the worst thing about the matchup. And I know I said the worst a lot in this video, but this is actually pretty sad. Guns just remove any chance of her coming back to the stage. So let's add everything up. A bad disadvantage, a bad tether recovery, and literally a sitting duck off stage. I think that's why this character is -2 versus Joker. But I could be wrong. And the fact that you can die at 0 from little to no effort, it's just an added downside. I get that most people aren't using their tools correctly yet, like using up B to evade and get space and put up a wall of hitboxes, but that doesn't change the fact that I found out how to exploit her on day 1. Just think about day 20 when I played the matchup a lot more. And if you guys thought I was done talking about how bad this matchup is, let me add a little more salt to the wound. Alright, as we know, Min Min's tether is just absolutely terrible, but what can make it worse? Yeah, you saw that. For some odd reason, Min Min's tether does not prioritize the ledge like everybody else's. Instead, it goes to the other fighter. Don't ask me why, but yeah, they made it like that. So if you're in the way, slightly in the way, it don't matter what she is, she's gonna die. And until they fix that, there is no way she can be a good character in my eyes. That is such a dumb and unnecessary weakness. And those are my thoughts on the character so far. Again, I realize she's unexplored, so my opinion may change of her in the future, but right now, there's just too many weaknesses. She's definitely fun to play against and fun to play as though, so give her a try. And with all that being said, that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching the whole entire video. If you liked it, be sure to sub for more content just like this. This is Mage, and I'm heading out.